Oh, I have it here because I said on those advertisements I'll have to name the names.
Mhm.
Nobody really listens well because most of them marked off as interested. I said if you were going, I'll say your name live on here, but I guess I have to be nice to
That's
people
right.
who didn't listen.
You take that crap from
I'm
anybody.
not taking no crap from anybody. Not today. There's
Did
that
you ring the bell
doorbell. Every time a bell, an angel gets its wings.
Oh, there it is. There you go. See that? Well, thank you, Art. I kept wondering why you were pointing at me there, Art. Hello, everybody. We are here on COA Radio, the Health and Wellness Hour, with myself, Danny Coleman, and Marianne Costello.
Hello.
Hello, and we are on YouTube,
Yes, we
I
are.
think. There it is. There's
There
the
it
camera.
is.
Yeah, see? I'll turn around this way. Can I make those kind of faces at that thing?
Sure.
Say
hi.
We are coming to you. Oh, there we are. We are coming to you live tonight from. There's a delay. I'm going to keep watching that. Why did I just do that? Coming to you live tonight from the COA Radio, City of Angels, radio.com, and I didn't even ask you. You should have opened the show tonight. I opened the last one.
I love when you open them. I do. I really do. And you know what's really great tonight
Huh.
versus last time? We were only on audio, right?
That's right. Nobody could see us.
Right, so you were naked. This time at least you put
Yes.
a shirt on. At least from the waist up, you look like, you
Almost
know.
combed your hair.
See that?
Ch-ch-ch-chia. Well, we have engineer Art is here tonight, once again, manning the control board. I have another engineer, Art Yarson.
Hi.
And for our guest, Kim Yarson, musician, mom. You're like full-time musician now, huh?
About 75%.
Okay.
I still have a little bit of a day job to shake off.
Yeah, get rid of that, will you?
It's coming.
Take me with you.
Takes time, but it's on the plan.
Help me, Obi-Wan. Too soon?
That's okay.
Well, we are here at the Health and Wellness Hour on COA Radio to try and promote health, wellness, answer your questions. Tonight we have Kim Yarson with us, as I said, and Kim has just gone through her own personal battles and struggles, which we're going to hear about in a moment. We're going to hear some of her music tonight. And if people want to call us, they can do so at 609-241. I don't know, what's the rest of it?
7103.
7103.
609-241-7103.
He can
I got like,
come along or
I do take that.
I swear to God, by next show, I'm going to have the signs up on the wall so women would know. I do this all the time, too.
There's a board right there, just so you know, a blackboard. You can do it there, and it'll
Oh
be there
yeah,
for
huh?
all of you
And I
to
could
see.
actually see that. Look.
Behind every good man is a better woman.
Exactly.
I keep saying that.
Reminding them of exactly what they should be doing, right?
Yes.
And if not, Chakra Khan is the music director, Chakra Khan.
Speaking of which,
Yes,
he's gone missing.
again, Shalanda, some music director.
Because he's probably out directing.
Shalanda, Flying Dream.
Flying Dreams, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
See that? There you go.
If you've seen this man right there,
Let's just hope he's not in a post office somewhere.
please return him to Marianne Costello at. Yeah, Richie Shalanda is not with us tonight. He's off on other adventures.
I think he is off on other adventures.
He is. He's,
You know what?
he's doing that. Well, we've got an hour,
Yes.
and
we
again,
do.
it's 609-241.
7103.
So everyone will see it's teamwork right
It's
there.
great.
Yeah. Marianne, of course, is the award-winning, best-selling author of Road to Success, Volume 2, and the author of the DVD.
Extreme chakra cleansing for
Extreme.
a supercharged life.
That's right, Extreme Chakra Cleansing. See, she looks all kinds of calm and stuff on the back.
But I like that you gave a new nickname. to Rich Shalandis since he wrote the musical compositions. Would you like to share that again?
What, Chakra Khan?
Chakra Khan. So, Rich, if you're out there on a beach somewhere, just know you have a new name.
And I'm gonna have to take a picture of that and we'll put it up on the website.
Of Chakra Khan?
Yeah, sure.
I want to see Rich with that hair. I want to see me with hair.
Well, I think there's old pictures that you could find on the internet.
Photoshop?
No, I think he actually had hair like that.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll have to look that up.
You have to. Go on YouTube. You'll see some different videos running into a cornfield and
Right.
stuff like that. I kid you not.
Wow.
That's for another show.
Yarson and I shot a video or two in our day.
Did you?
We have.
That's good.
There's evidence of
Stuff.
that
There is.
on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Little
Forever.
clothes shedding and such
Oh, yeah.
in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've hung my bra up. I'm no longer doing that.
No?
No.
Video evidence is.
I think you only need to take your bra off in a video one time before you feel good about yourself. As a human being. And a female.
We had
Well-
Joan Jett's panties nailed to the wall in the warehouse.
Did you?
Yeah, the Letty warehouse.
That's cool.
Yeah, we
I just
do.
met Joan Jett this summer.
I saw that
Very
picture.
cool.
Yeah, she's a cool lady.
Thank you, Hal.
Exactly.
Hal Seltzer.
I happen to know him very well.
That's
He does
right.
my taxes.
Correct. Oh, does he?
Does.
Now, Yarson, you are smoking
A fake
a
cigarette.
fake cigarette. You are fakely smoking a fake cigarette because.
I didn't think we were going to be on video, and I thought it would create the essence of character. But now that we're going to be on video, it's even better.
Because she is a character. Kim Yarson.
Mhm.
Kim Yarson is here because. I don't know what.
You called me.
You know, yeah, because I called you. I
You
know.
called
but-
me and said,
you
"Will
know-
you do this?" I said, "Yeah." How did you know?
Well, you know what popped into my head, actually. It's another story for another time.
Yeah,
But
keep our secrets.
you
to
were- I have to,
ourselves,
yes.
Please.
We are here because Marianne, of course, is the health and wellness practitioner. She is Miss Neo Zoe, which is located on Centennial Avenue in Cranford, New Jersey.
Nice town.
And
Thank you.
Really
It
nice
is. It
town.
really is a
Been
nice
there
town.
to perform.
and you are here because through the power of social media, I discovered that you had a bout with an illness that affects your family.
Mhm.
It affected your mother.
As well as 33 million other people in this country alone.
And that is,
Depression, anxiety, and any form of mental illness. I personally suffer more from anxiety, but I've been able to keep it at bay with healthy practices, which we're speaking about tonight.
okay, such as?
You want me to list them now and give it away so early in the show?
I have a question. I do. Because
Interesting.
you have personal experiences with this.
I do.
And you said that you feel like that you have more anxiety.
Yes, I've had more anxiety since I was a little child.
Okay. So when we're talking about stress and anxiety, how do you define in your personal, your personal experience, what was stress and like what's anxiety?
Well, anxiety for me is physical. I've had what they call panic attacks, which completely take you over and you cannot control them, and they are quite frightening. For anyone who's ever experienced them, it's like you're having a heart attack, or whatever form you have it in. Mine was complete numbing of the face, legs, extremities, and crippling feeling for at least 15-20 minutes. Breathing in a bag doesn't work, nothing works.
No.
So I just literally thought I was over it until this summer, starting in May. I had my first one in like 20 years. It was quite a shock. But I happen to have a half a Xanax right in my pocketbook for just such an occurrence. And I have never done that before in my life, but I found myself needing a little something
Right.
for helping through stressful times. And it's very minimal, but it helped me get through the summer. And I'm not on anything at all, nothing now, but it really helped a lot. So that helped me through my first panic attacks in 20 years, and I haven't had one since. Don't know what it was all about other than a precursor to a lot of stress. And I would say it's situational for me because I don't suffer it to the point of no return. It comes, it goes, and it's usually situational and stress related for me, regardless of hereditary factors and whatnot.
Mhm.
Due to my healthy practices in life, I think that keeps it at bay. It's just my opinion.
But it's good that you develop techniques for yourself.
Oh,
so
I
that-
have many, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody has their own personal experience,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes what's good for one doesn't work for all. But can you take a moment and share maybe one of your techniques that you know
Yeah.
that you do?
The other thing I wanted to mention before I get into my techniques is I think learned behavior is one of the major factors when you're growing up watching anxiety as your model. You can become also very anxious as a child. So I think that part is learned behavior that you have to unlearn. So I wanted to slip that in there because there's many forms of how depression and anxiety come about. And not to blame anybody, it has nothing to do with it. It's just learned behavior and it can be unlearned. And we're all on this journey together, so there's no blame here whatsoever. I absolutely love every person who's raised me, loved me, taken care of me, and I honor them with all of my heart. So my techniques started with education. So the number one would have been education for me. I began reading, avidly reading after college, health and wellness books, psychology books. I think my first book that I was really into was by M. Scott Peck,
Okay.
The Road Less Traveled. So from there I just kept climbing up to the next level, and now I'm into this manifesting, thoughts can become things kind of stuff. And so education would be tops, learning about it, delving into it. I think that's really important to understanding it, that it is a
Right.
neurochemistry type of problem. And once you get your chemistry back in order, you're back in order like I am right now.
Absolutely,
So that's
because knowledge
one.
is power with anything.
It helps, it's
yeah.
potential power, I heard that once. So if you use it, it's potential power. It's not always power unless you're using it, so you have to act on it as well. You actually have to take action. You can have all this knowledge and not do a darn thing, it doesn't work.
Danny's coming to the plate here.
Ruh-roh, here comes Dan.
For anybody who's just listening,
I
not
know.
seeing the live
I
feed.
had
He's
to-
got a hiccup happening.
No, I can't, Yarson, I just can't.
You can.
No,
You're
I
gonna
can't.
behave?
No, that's why I can't.
Just start.
I'll take a puff of my fake cigarette.
Take a puff
while
of your
you-
fake cigarette. If you're just tuning in,
Mhm.
we are here on COA Radio. It's the Health and Wellness Hour with Marianne Costello and myself, Danny Coleman, and we're going to do this once a month. The fourth Wednesday, or should we possibly move that to the third? Art, what do you
We
think?
can keep it, whatever's convenient for you.
Okay, there was some discussion of that, Miss Marianne, because there's a board meeting down there. And we're anything but bored. So, that's, yeah, what were you gonna, you have something you wanna read there real quick?
No, I'm just going through to see who actually followed directions and who didn't, and who wanted their names live, and so I'm going through to see, who did it. So I'd like to do a shout out to a couple of our listeners, okay?
Mhm.
So the first person who I have to say who did it correctly, who marked that they were coming to our event, is Donna James Viedrich. So if you're there, thank you so much for supporting the show.
Thank you, Donna, very
Thank you.
much. Did I say that I was going?
Yes,
Okay.
but you're here.
Yeah, I did.
And Art did, yes, so thank you so much. Yeah, Richie said he was gonna be here, but I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
we'll talk about it.
And then we have our buddy, Kevin Reynolds.
Oh, Kevin.
Yes, from Illinois, thank you so much. He called in last time,
He
so.
did.
Yeah, so we wish you well if you're listening. Invite anybody to call in. And Marlo Graham was another person who actually said she was coming to the event. So I hope you're watching and listening and enjoying the show. And feel free to call in, because if you do, there's things here that we could possibly send you as a free gift just for calling in.
Possibly, Art. You hear that?
You know why
609.
it's possible?
I had a
Because they
cigarette,
have to call.
fake one.
Because anything's possible.
Yes.
If you
I
put
got a
your
fake
mind to
lighter.
it.
I have a fake cigarette to give away.
609-241-7103.
7103.
You know, if you wanna quit smoking the fake ones.
So, Kim, you go back to your, you talked about your family, and your music, and on your Satisfied CD, there was a tune.
Twas
Twas.
a tune.
I don't recognize it anymore. Now, just a little background. I'm gonna look right at you now at home, because you asked for it. I saw it on the chat room. That has nobody in it. Just because Yarson and I we have a past history. We were in a band together. I played drums for her for, I don't know, what was it, 3 or 4 decades, right?
I can't
You look
remember.
much better than me, though. You came through
Oh,
it right.
thank
So,
you.
no, I played, Kim and I have played music together before, and her first album was Satisfied, and you wrote this song on there, which is called,
I am soul.
and you wrote that for,
a family member who has suffered through depression and anxiety for a very long time. And I just got to thinking about this person and how there's so much more than their pain, their fears, and their worries. And woke me up out of a nap to write the song. I was kind of upset about that because napping was very important to me back then because my kids weren't sleeping. But anyway, the song came out of me, it poured out of me, and it seems to be a fan favorite because, I don't know, there's something magical about it.
I always liked performing this song with you because of the dynamic that was in it. You know, it had builds, it had crescendos, it had, you know, you got soft, you got loud, you got quick, you slowed down. There's a lot of feeling in this tune, and why don't we play it?
You can do that, and I re-recorded it on my Joy CD, so that's what you'll be hearing, the re-recorded
The
version, not
re-recorded
the
version.
satisfied version, but all 3 CDs are available.
Yes, now see,
Online.
see,
Just like that, I
Kim,
did it.
right. Kim has these CDs that are titled Satisfied, Thankful, Joy.
I like it.
And the next one, do you have that memorized?
I know that. What is it? What's it?
Rise.
Ah, rise. See? Rise. Rise. Arts,
Exactly.
rise.
Sounds like Bane.
I'm trying to levitate you. I don't know. What's that, Mary?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, you look like you were going to say something. Well, why don't we play that tune, and we'll take a quick break here on the Health and Wellness Hour with Marianne Costello and Danny Coleman. Our special guest is Kim Yarson, and this is her song called
I Am Soul.
The ocean holds secrets, the sound of the waves. The wind blows me kisses and caresses my face.
Did it work for the day?
The rainbow comes out and reflects spirit's grace. When I open my heart, then I know I am more than my tears, more than my pain, more than my fears.
Yes, it's Catholic.
More than my shame, I am more than this body that keeps
Watch it
growing.
from there.
I am pure,
I couldn't.
I am hope, I am love, I am soul. This world can be cruel, filled with hatred and pride, and everyone wants things like their neighbor's high. But I have found peace when I love my own life. I'm grateful to be here right now. I am more than my tears, more than my pain, more than my fears, more than my shame. I am more than this body that keeps moving on. I am pure, I am whole, I am love, I am soul.
It's really good.
Solid Rock on Radio. I don't know, 2 hours. Go longer. When I went back to the radio, it's 2 hours.
That's that. Because it's a whole channel. No TV spot for them to go live.
I'll go through March. I left town.
Let me know, we'll do something.
I'm in Lambert.
Keep me posted. If you could do something, I'll do something for April, because that's right around the time I'm leasing.
I've got April
Sales.
30th. April, we gotta go back on the air. Soul off of her Satisfied disc,
And Joy,
and Joy, and Joy.
re-release.
What happened to Thankful?
It did, it
You
skipped
should
back.
just put the same song on every disc you put out.
Right, and
With a different
you
twist.
try, exactly. Like, do the reggae version of I'm Soul.
So,
I don't know how to do that, you know.
why
I think you can make it work though.
I'm sure.
Well, you're talking to the woman who at a gig turned around and gave out golf pencils and paper to everybody and said, you took song suggestions for you had a party where you played like 30 songs and gave everybody a pen and
I did.
paper.
I don't remember. Must have blocked
You
it
remember
out.
that at Cedar Gardens? Where you gave every pen, you were trying to pick the songs for your album?
Ah, okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot. I had to delete it because there's
Give me
some
that Xanax, give it to me.
No, I don't take anything. I don't take anything at this time. But honestly, I remember I had them pick the songs, right? I did. I had
You had
like
your fans pick
20
the songs,
songs, and then I had them check off what they wanted. But little did they know, ultimately, it was my decision in the end. But you know, just
They do
it
that.
showed
Well,
me.
they do now, exactly.
Well, it showed me what ones they were pining for.
Right.
So.
So, how does one discover that they have depression?
Well, it's the complete opposite of who I am. I'm a bright, joyful, happy, vibey person with lots of energy.
Okay.
So when that plummets, you know it. You can't get up, you don't wanna get out of bed, you're crying a little bit more than normal. I mean, I cry just from joy, you know what I mean? But this wasn't tears of joy, this was like I wanted out, you know? Not out of the life, but out of this depression. So it was an odd couple months. It was a struggle just to get up
Now,
and get moving.
okay, so
But
what,
I did, I got moving. My
Well, what-
kids motivated me.
what did you do? I mean, obviously you had to keep together for your children, but.
Well,
what
I
did you
went
do?
through
Did you
several
go to-
counselors before I found the one. And most of those counselors had a terrible recipe for my healing, and most of them were drugs, and I wasn't going to do that. I came close from the recommendations of many people, not that I have anything against drugs. FYI, I think it's very helpful in some scenarios and for some people. But it wasn't on
Excuse me.
my plan
Right.
to go on depression meds. And I was gonna do everything in my power to try to not do that. So when I made my third phone call to a counselor that helped one of my family members so much to find out what she thought I could do, in 10 minutes time, she gave me better advice than the other two counselors for free. So I decided to take her up on her supplement called SAM-E, something from Europe.
Yes.
Are you familiar with
And-
this?
Yes, I am.
I had
Local
gone
wellness
to
provider.
a guy in South Jersey. He's a DO, or is that what they call him, a DO? Someone who's into nutrition. He's
Or
a
an
doctor
ND,
or whatever.
I'm just not
Whatever.
sure.
Anyway, and he tried all these vitamin supplements that just were not working, and I would call him every day saying, "Oh my God, it's not working. Help me, help me, help me." So it was really a cry for desperation. And as soon as she gave me the recipe, or at least one little tweet, little tidbit of information, I went with it, bought it immediately, and then decided to go to counseling to her, knowing that she did so well with my other family member, even though she was $220 an hour. So basically, I said, I'm doing it, I don't care. This is my life. And people do more with their money and they don't spend it on their health. So I decided I would just do it and I'm not gonna grumble about money. And my husband was quite supportive of that. So I went to her and I told her I'd be done in 5 visits. I just knew. I don't know why. I just know. My higher self must tell me these things. And I was done in 4.
Oh, good for you. That's
Yeah, it's
great.
just one weird thing that I went through that I kind of can sense when I'm gonna pull out of something. Anyway, the SAMI seemed to have helped. Her counseling was amazing. I always think it's great to get perspective from professionals. There's nothing wrong with it. People shouldn't even bat an eye at it. It's helpful to have an outside perspective. And then other things are exercise, extremely important. Eating clean as much as possible, within reason. At least 80-85% if possible. I know that's kind of high, but that's what I try to do. But exercise is my go-to. Even when I was depressed, I got out. I exercised. And acupuncture. And then the other thing I think that is really important that people miss is doing what you love, doing what brings you alive, doing what makes you feel alive. And that is writing for me, and I particularly love to songwrite. I also like to write in general, but songwriting is the form in which heals me the most. So through this depression, I co-wrote with my co-writer, Lionel Lodge from Austria, who is one of my best co-writers and friends. And he helped me through the song that busted out of me about my depression called Second Wind. at which I will be shooting a music video for very soon in the effort to destigmatize and humanize the people who suffer from any form of mental illness. And I have volunteers have come along to shoot me their little phone videos to tell me what they have suffered from and tell me what their superpower is, because that humanizes people. So I'd like to thank those who already sent me their video, and I do need a few more volunteers if anybody would like to volunteer who has suffered from any form of mental illness to tell us your superpower. You can email me on my website, and I would surely love your input in my music video. But the object is to try to destigmatize what is a physical condition. The neurotransmitters are not working in your brain, and they need to go back in order. That can be done through many ways. Some of it's diet, exercise, meditation, acupuncture, some of it's medication. Chakra, whatever. I mean, however you find your relief, that's all that really matters. Whatever gets you back to living your life and thriving is all that's really needed. But the most important thing I want to get across is there should be no stigma for mental illness. The stigma has been around for years, and I want to try to decrease it along with many other professionals out there that are trying to do the same.
There is, and there's many people that struggle with it, and they actually hide behind it because they're ashamed.
And they don't get treatment.
That's right, and it just, exasperates the issue. I've dealt with quite a few people, and that is the one thing that they do say, is that I'm afraid to say anything because people,
Right.
when they actually come out and say, people will think that I'm crazy,
Exactly.
and there's circumstances that could arise. Doing nutritional consultations, I see where some of the vitamin deficiencies can happen. That could also contribute to just what you're saying.
Absolutely. Vitamin
Exercise,
B, D,
you
all
find
of them.
what works for you. I also, there's people that do take medications, yeah, and they have to, in some cases they do, but I have a lot of people that want to do it alternatively. And one thing that I found that works for people is flower essences. And I
Love them.
Yes, and flower essences, Edward
Like
Bach,
Bach.
he actually developed Rescue Remedy, and there's 38 different remedies, but in Rescue Remedy, there's only, I believe there's like 5 remedies in there. And each of them are designed to help with the nervous system. So when you take them, you're usually putting them under your tongue so they absorb faster into your system. And it's something that is non-addicting, can get you over the hump, so to speak, and offer people an alternative. And you have to try it, I mean, you can't just do something once and say, that didn't work for me. You know what? See a practitioner, because sometimes there's therapeutic benefits that you have by taking it differently than what the bottle says. And if you could actually be tested to know what is good for you. And also with the diet, the exercise, the flower essences, there's even essential oils
Love them.
that you can put in the air, or lavender is one of them, chamomile would be another one, frankincense is another. But to be able, even in your workspace, how many people go to work, just what you're saying?
We have a diffuser in our house.
There you go.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
And put it in your workspace.
Does it look like a lava lamp?
It looks like a little Hershey's Kiss, actually.
Oh, okay. Yours look like a lava
I
lamp.
love it. My husband bought it.
There's different ones.
He's coming on over to the other side, by the way.
Oh my.
Slowly.
I was gonna ask you,
Very
how
proud
did
of
how do you approach Paul? I mean,
With what? How do I approach
you
him?
just walk
What?
up to him and say, Paul, I'm depressed.
Oh, no, it was
I mean,
quite clear by my actions and my personality dip. And he wanted me to get better immediately, and he would have done anything for that, because when Kim is down, the whole family's down. That's just the way it
And
goes.
that's absolutely right. I mean, you can tell when your significant
Yep.
other is not themselves,
Right. And at this point, I've won the battle, because everybody changes within the family unit when someone goes through this and comes out of it even better and stronger. So there's growth in that process, and everyone has grown from it. Being the leader of my family, even though my husband doesn't want to admit that that's the case, I do run a tight ship in my house along with many other things, and because of that, I think it's very important that I'm healthy and well, so my husband was very much on board to getting me back to normal.
What was that plaque used to hang in the, I think my grandmother had one in her kitchen. My husband's the boss of this house, but he has my permission to say so.
When mama's not happy, nobody's
Yeah, right.
happy.
If you're just tuning in, this is the Health and Wellness Hour here with Marianne Costello and myself, Danny Coleman. And Kim Yarson is our guest this evening. Kim is a local musician, a mom, a teacher, a had all kinds of, you've worn all kinds.
Dental hygienist,
That's right, correct.
educator,
And you just went through a bout
I
of
did,
depression, and,
but it's over,
correct.
and it's awesome.
And that's great, because that's what we're here to talk about.
Exactly.
COA Radio. And a lot of people go through, you said something like that actually caught
Mhm.
my attention. You've said it multiple times already tonight,
Mhm,
that you don't take anything.
Well,
You don't take
save the Xanax as needed for anxiety that is physically difficult to get through at times. But very rarely now, I hardly take it at all. It was maybe once a week, half a pound.
You remember when I hurt my back?
Mhm.
That's when we first, so I wound up meeting you, that was 7 years ago or whatever it was, 8 years ago.
Mhm.
And, they gave me Vicodin
Oh, that's the worst, very addictive.
when I left the hospital, in case you can't sleep. So I was only in the hospital one night after I had back surgery,
Mhm.
and they cut you and send you
That's
home.
amazing,
right?
yeah.
So I go home, and I thought, you know what, it's kind of, I'm lucky, let me try one of these, if it knocks me out for, at least for tonight, that's great. The next morning I woke up, I felt horrible, horrible. Felt like my head was still in the fog, I
Mhm.
thought, good lord, and I just left them in the medicine cabinet. Several months later, a friend of mine hits me up on Facebook. Hey, when you left the hospital, did they give you anything for pain? Well, yeah. Really? You want to sell it to me? I thought they were kidding around.
Mm.
They were dead serious.
Yes, they are.
They wanted my
Desperate.
Vicodin.
Mhm.
They're willing to pay me like $10 a pill. I'm thinking, what, are you kidding me?
But that's how you got to the heroin epidemic today.
Mhm, That's
Yeah.
addiction,
Right.
Through
unfortunately.
that.
Right, and so the fact that you're not addicted to these meds,
Nothing.
psychologically
Except for
even
songwriting.
addicted is huge, I think. Do you see much of that in your?
I do, because people see it as a crutch. So I've seen people, maybe in their younger years, get onto the medications and they seek therapy and they stay on the medications and it's almost used as a crutch because they're afraid to get off it, saying,
Mhm.
if I stop this medication, it's all gonna start all over again.
Right.
That's not necessarily the case.
Mhm.
You might have to wean off something and maybe filter it in with something else and to help somebody. But that is what I do see in my practice a lot.
There's also psychological addiction.
Mhm.
So if you're psychologically addicted to it as well, it's even harder to get off of it, as well as the physical addiction of some of these medications that are really heavy duty. I know firsthand, I've seen someone try to get off of it and it's like a circle of death. It just goes around in a circle, they try and then they go back on, they try and they go back on because it's hard, and that's only after one day of trying. The physical symptoms of going off of it are so bad.
That's why it's important to work with a professional and somebody you trust. You have to have that level of trust. And if you don't find that person, then go seek somebody else out. But
Mhm.
find the help that you need, and because somebody out there will be able to help you. And you have to develop that level of trust.
And ultimately, but I think the burden is on you as a person to get yourself off of it because your doctor will continue to provide it for you.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that it's bad. I just think they can't really get you off of it unless you're ready to get off of it because there's such a physical, there could be such a physical
Yes.
response
Mhm.
that's so bad that the doctors continue to provide the prescription because they know that the physical part is bad. So the only person who can get themselves off of it is the person who's addicted to it. The doctor will keep providing that pill for reasons that they have no choice because
We
it's
can't put somebody in recovery when they don't wanna go. I mean,
Correct.
It's just that plain.
Well, I was
so
gonna
that's the
say,
tough part.
yeah, and that's why we're here at the City of Angels doing this radio show,
Absolutely.
to hopefully, people will take away any of the people in recovery or with addiction issues.
And addiction's a mental health
Addiction,
issue,
some people have
and
addiction
again, when
issues.
it's not getting treated or you don't get to the root of what you're using is, you're escaping from something, why are you escaping?
Right.
You gotta get to the root, exactly.
Correct.
You have to take accountability that you need help. That's the first step. You have to take the first step. in
Easier said
anything.
than done, but
And
yes.
then start to believe in yourself. And that is exactly the title of my contribution to the book, because if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to? You have to start with, it starts with you. You have to be able to make the change and want to make that change. And don't get me
So
wrong,
true.
everything is not perfect. You might start something and kind of just say, oh, that didn't work for me. And then you find yourself going back to your old patterns. But you have to know where your limit is to say, okay, I went 10 steps forward, I'm only gonna accept 2 steps backwards, and I'm gonna still keep going. And even if I have to keep going back and forth for a while, I will overcome this. And you have to have that. And it's great if you have a support system around you, if you have great friends, family, you know, in your case, and they're supporting you, that really helps.
That's a must.
It is a must.
When you're depressed, the last thing you want to do is anything. So therefore, the biggest struggle in the world is depression. And it is very difficult to be self-motivated when you're depressed. You need to get out of it chemically or neurotransmitter-wise, or you cannot move the next step. So there's the support you need is to reach out and definitely go seek treatment with a doctor, psychologist, whatever, first, to get yourself in a place where you can make these steps. Because that's the unfortunate part of depression. You don't want to get up, you don't want to do anything. I didn't even want to write. And that is, wow, not like me.
I was gonna say, that was my next
I've already
question,
written
yeah.
22 cues, musical cues this year, and we're on day 25. That's a lot.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I know you, and I know that you're always busy, and I know that you're always, you know, let's go, let's go, let's go. You know, from, you have your path and you follow it.
Exactly.
And to, you know, I had wondered why, you know, as I was doing my weekly column, I had wondered why I hadn't seen
I didn't post at all.
the Kim Yarson band, or why I
Yeah.
hadn't seen
I was,
girl band.
yeah,
or
taking
what.
a break big
And-
time.
Right, and I
The
thought,
big girl
okay.
band had nothing to do with it, because it just, there was just things going on in a couple people's lives that were just busy. But I did not overbook myself, and whatever shows I did, I honored them.
Mhm.
But boy, was it a struggle.
I was gonna say, was that difficult to perform?
Oh, yeah, I think I had a few Xanax nights and whatnot, just to get through.
Stuck to the theory, the show must go on.
Yeah, but
That just
it was
doesn't stop.
notably a different Kim, and I've had a few instances where my bandmates were like, oh my god, like where is Kim? So it was interesting. To see myself through other people's eyes, but not be able to change it right away, it's tough, but it was what it was, and they all loved me through it, and they still love me, so it's all good. We all go through these things, and we all have to continue to support each other regardless.
Are you anxious before you perform, or is that?
Not
your
anymore,
solid
no.
place?
Only when I have to perform at places where there's crazy drunk people who are impinging upon my personal space and screaming in my face. Other than that, no, I'm
I
good.
so miss those days, man.
No, I'm pretty good. We had a couple of those shows
love
this
how she
summer.
talks about
Oh
me.
my god.
Oh, you weren't referring to me, huh?
No.
Guilty by association.
Exactly.
Yeah, yes, I suffer from Zachlys. There's a song lyric right there, Yarson. You just gave yourself a song lyric.
Which would that be?
To see myself through other people's eyes.
Okay, should
There's
I
a
write
lyric
that
in
down
there
right
somewhere.
now?
Yeah, you
I have my computer
should get your
right
iPhone. Oh, okay. Put it down. Give me writing credit.
To see myself through other people's eyes. Yeah, it was quite interesting. It was quite, and there's just, it's like an out-of-body experience, you know, you kind of, it happened to me one other time before Christmas of 2007, I think it was. I couldn't get up off my couch. And what came of that is I forced myself to get up off the couch in 2007. So I see a cyclical pattern during stressful times. It happened like 4 times in my life. And what made me get up off the couch was hearing people talk about me as if I wasn't there. And I was like, I'm gonna get the F off this couch, excuse my language, but I'm getting the F off this couch because that's weird. That's weird that you're talking about me. So I got up, I struggled through it, and then I walked 15 to 20 minutes anytime I felt that darkness. And what I realized is that I wasn't doing my music in 2008, or when that was before Satisfied came about. And that what got me out of it was doing my music, was dedicating myself to creating a CD. So once again, if you're not on the path you need to be as a human being in your highest self, you're gonna get depressed. You need to be given of yourself in the way that you shine the most, and that will bring out your light more than you can possibly imagine. So anytime I've been able to get out of this, it's usually because I know my purpose. When I lose my purpose, get sucked into the negative collective conscious of everybody else's way of thinking that I should live my life, I go down. And then I come right back up again, much stronger, because I realize that it's my life. I'm gonna do with it what I'm supposed to do with it. And that is to thrive. as Kim Yarson, singer, songwriter, mother, motivational speaker, or whatever comes next, inspirer of anyone who's got mental illness, destigmatize, in any way, use my creative abilities to help others. That's what I think is very important.
Have you ever thought about becoming a motivation?
It's on my plan, as a matter of fact. I've been told by I went to a psychic, not a psychic, but one of those people who can like talk to the dead.
Medium.
A medium. I went to a medium and I didn't want to be called out, but he called me out. Oh my God, and he told me I should go back to school, which I am. I'm going to Berklee College of Music. And that my grandmother, who he said was Mickey, which is my grandmother Matilda, he says that I'm very smart and that I think differently than most people and that there are going to be thousands of people who are going to follow me and that I have a message to give. And I just was so depressed that I couldn't see it. But I see it now.
Thousands of followers.
Well, I don't need the followers, but if I can help others, that would be great. I mean, people need somebody to motivate them so that they can go and do the same. So it's really the passing on of your beauty and your essence so that others can follow.
See, that's why I like Twitter better than Facebook. Because with Twitter, I have followers. Facebook, I have friends. Who needs friends?
So
4,700
Speaking of those
friends. I only know like 3.
Speaking of those friends, we have a couple more shout outs
Well,
that we're
go
going to
right
give.
ahead. Shout away.
We have Karen Kenny Smith.
Ah.
That should be a name that you
Karen.
recognize.
Hi, Karen.
Lisa Newman, thank you so much.
Oh, Lisa Newman. Hello, Lisa.
And
Is it still
Michelle
on?
Kinzer, Debbie Muha, Kevin Macmel, I hope I said that right, Kathy Anderson, Jody Weber, and a person I recognize that I'd like to do a shout out to is Drayton Patterson. Drayton Patterson, I actually met at the Red Carpet event in Hollywood.
No way.
Yes, because he was also a co-author of a book as well with Jack Canfield. And what was funny is when I was at the event that night, all of a sudden this gentleman says, I need to take a picture with you. I need to take a picture with you. You know, you're on the cover, all this stuff. And it turns out it's Drayton Patterson. I didn't know who he was, but he's a clinical psychologist.
Okay.
And he used to work with Major League Baseball and things like that. And a gentleman who's very motivating. And so much so, I'd like to say thank you for posting our show on all of your event pages and getting health and wellness out there. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Drayton. You're all right.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
I really do appreciate that because health and wellness is really important, just what you're saying. And you have to not just talk the talk, you have to, you know, walk that walk. And sometimes as difficult as maybe, you just take steps, slow and steady
Baby
wins
steps
that
to
race.
success, baby.
Absolutely.
It's 609-241.
7103.
Can I give a shout out to a couple of people I know are listening?
Absolutely.
I got my neighbor Jane Lynn, who always brings me my quinoa and all sorts of healthy things that I run out of. Thank you, Jane Lynn. And Sue Bognano, my big RSS
Oh,
rock and
Sue.
soul sister.
Hey,
Hey
Sue.
there. And Joe Nardone, who I know is listening as well, who's going to be in my video as well as Sue. Hello. And anyone else who I've forgotten, hi.
See, she did it well. She has followers
She has followers.
and friends, right? And all
Usually my
social-
followers are my friends.
There
Because
you
like,
go.
it's hard not to be friends with me because I just want to be friends with everybody.
She goes through a lot of handcuffs.
For other reasons. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's
yeah, that's why I like you, Yarson.
That's a whole other show.
Bondage 101. No, just kidding.
You're turning red.
That's why we never went on tour.
Exactly.
Yeah, I lost my
Let me
train.
smoke my fake
If those
cigarettes.
drums can talk.
Oh,
I've heard a few of those drum stories.
Just saying.
we used to have fun. We used to have a lot of fun.
Used to?
I used to rename, well, when I performed with her, I renamed some of her tunes.
We all did. Yeah, we had some fun with rewriting lyrics
Lyrics.
to make them very dirty.
There.
Yeah.
See?
I just talked about that the other day with somebody, but I will not repeat what I did to my song Joy. Not good.
Oh, my.
But it's hysterical because, like, behind the scenes, being a musician, when you're trying to do these preparatory things, you got this bonding going with your bandmates. It's fun. It's just downright fun to be yourself. At which you gotta turn it off a little bit, right, for your audience, a little bit. Like, I'm still kind of cray, but in a good way. Good way. Cray.
What was the one I renamed? About your thighs? What was it?
I hate my thighs.
I hate my thighs.
Which is a song I wrote. I hate goodbyes. I hate my thighs. But I ended up writing a lyric to it. I have the lyrics still sitting in the archives. It's hysterical.
When you say goodbye, it makes me hate my thighs. That'd be another thing, so.
Now, I have yet to share Second Wind. A lot of people are
Yeah, we're gonna- I
dying
was
to
gonna
hear
get
the
to
full
that.
version. I sent it to people to see if they would volunteer to be in my music video coming up in May, to motivate them to see what the song was all about. And some of them are pining to hear the full version of it, first time ever live on any radio station right here.
That's gonna be tonight, right?
Yes, and I would like to thank again Lionel Lodge, my amazing co-writer from Austria.
Do you wanna, now this is the one that you're trying to get the video,
This is the one I would like help, I could use about 5 to 6 more, I would like half and half males, females to come and volunteer their cell phone videos sent to me. I have all the details in an email of exactly what I want. It's a simple 12-second video. You tell us what you have, you pulled up a piece of paper, I suffered from whatever, but second piece of paper. Third one will be my superpowers are, and there you have it.
Do you have all that on your website?
I do not. You'd have to email me because it's a selection of people. It's not. I don't want to put it out to the world.
Mhm.
But I put it out in my newsletter, but I don't put it on my website that I'm looking for this because it's not like people go on my website and hit it up every single day. They will
Why don't you
eventually.
better run your email address so they get hold of you.
They could kyarson@comcast.net, but they can also go to my website under my contact information. Same thing, kimyarson.com. Either way.
and if you wanna be, if you wanna be in a music video, then.
And I'll
That's
need
what
your
you gotta
signed consent form as well if you are going to be like, just to make sure you don't sue me down the road. Okay, that's just my legal attorney said so.
Always building.
Why do I,
take it, pump
why do I
my
get the
face
urge
right
to
now.
talk really fast right now?
Disclosure.
Kim Larson is not responsible for it.
We should
Anything
have
that happens during the
user
shooting of
with
this
the
music
oil
video.
spill.
The question is, what are the side effects?
That's right. Side effects of being in a Yarson video. I've been in two. Look, I got no hair. Look, go back and look. That's, yeah, why don't we get to that song? Why don't we do that? The song is called
Second Wind.
Second Wind, and it is about,
The depression I went through over the summer and how I wanted and pined for a second wind to get me back out of it.
and this is its radio debut here tonight. Miss Marianne,
We're
fantastic.
honored, thank you. Thank you.
Second Wind by Kim Larson.
Feel like the piece of gum on a shoe.
We're off. Does he cut me? Oh, I cut off all
Where they hear it through the internet? Is that
Mike's
Actually,
off.
it goes directly into my iPad, and then I just have my speaker going through the output of the recorder. That's why I have to shut it off so we don't hear us talking.
I'm getting a slew of texts from my friends saying, you rock, love ya, doing great.
That's good. Well, we're not getting any complaints that everything was buzzy this time.
That's good.
You know what? I took all the wires and unwrapped them. They were all wrapped around each other. I think that's what was causing it. There you go.
I'll show you my Rise CD cover that I did. Thanks.
I really appreciate it. We'll tell them where they can get it. At the end.
My Rise cover. This is my CD cover. It's kind of, well, they're gonna pull the Rise off my hair because I told them that. I said, no. Never put an E on my hair. You agree? Don't put an E on my hair, right?
No, I agree. It's a little off.
Yeah. It was beautiful for a first try. It's hemp. Hemp. I used it to bread. Used it as breading. Yeah. Oh my God, it was insanely amazing. My friend said I needed some. What do you mean, breadcrumbs? Like normally it's bread shit, right? She goes, why have hemp seed? I use that all the time. And then she gave it to me to show me what to do, and I was like, honey, order this.
It's really good.
It was amazing. I use all this stuff, and I also use the old school stuff as well for my kids and for those who aren't along the ride. But now I'm
About
using
12
instead of
minutes.
breading for
Actually,
Well,
like 11 minutes.
It's really good. Hemp has a lot of properties that are good.
no, I mean the
It's
song.
not a big
Oh, the song.
Well, it is really good.
Oh, okay.
Love it.
Altogether, we got like 10 minutes left. After this, we'll have about 9 minutes left. So we're done.
It's interesting. I found a few people who I would have never suspected that had this disease or this suffering, and they told me
like
You know
listening,
what, it's-
tried calling, I keep getting the recording, kept getting the
I will
recording.
never know, because they hide it well.
They're trying to call.
Interesting, right? Very interesting.
I'm gonna say try calling again.
Yeah, we were trying to get calls and they weren't coming in.
Well, that's what they're telling me, yeah.
Who is that?
Well, Graham, just some of the shout outs we did, they're actually calling.
Volume was off?
But it's not lighting up, I mean, you'd think the phone would at least light up, right? Actually, I had to shut it off because yesterday I recorded a show that this girl's doing from the Big Book. Well, we're on, they ain't calling.
Okay, a YouTube link, you can connect listening though. That's what a couple people said now.
What, they can't hear it, you mean? They can't hear us.
They
talk.
can't hear it through
You can
YouTube.
bring me back, Art? Are we back?
Yeah.
Art's having a
We're
rough
back,
night.
man.
Thank you though, Art, thank you for,
We weren't that far off.
if you've tried to call us and could not get through, we've rectified that situation.
He was
Halfway.
turning
Yes,
the
we have.
volume up.
It's called turn the volume up on the phone.
Wow.
609-241-7103. 609-241-7103.
I'll have what you're having. It's great.
Maybe I need one, that's the problem.
That was Kim Yarson's song called Second Wind, which is going to be on her forthcoming disc. Is it a full length or an EP? What are you doing?
Well, it was an EP, but then I have so many songs that I've written
Yeah,
that are
you're
so
not
amazing
capable
that I
of
think,
making
why,
an EP.
why not put more on? So it's gonna be as of right now,
I know
11
you.
song CD, and
Okay.
I may press a few if I can get some pre-orders, because pressing thousands of CDs when you're not touring is not a wise decision, based on how many I have in my basement, you know, from the first
Mm-hmm.
3. So I might press 100 for the CD release for anyone who pre-orders, so I'm working on that
Okay.
plan now.
Alright, and how do they pre-order?
They can't right now, but they will be able to once I send out the newsletter. So the best way to do it is
Go to
to go to KimmyArson.com, sign up for the newsletter, and I will give you all the details. You can also Facebook me, www.facebook.com/KimmyArson, for all the details of when that will come around. There's a lot of steps to making a CD, a lot of steps to promoting it, and it's not very easy.
Okay.
Being a solo person running your own business and 2 children and 4 jobs and 2 bands.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
and a partridge in a pear tree.
Bon,
I want to give, it's my turn to give a shout out now.
Yes, it is.
It's my turn, and I'm gonna look at the camera just in case everything's going good. Oh, there's the call.
There's
I
the
want to give a shout out to Jocko and Mrs. Jocko.
City of Angels Radio?
They are listening to us from Montana this
Oh,
evening.
hi.
We put you on the air.
Thank you
Yeah.
for listening, Montana.
Go ahead, Art.
And
Put
thank
them
you
on
for
the
the
air.
page.
Are they on the air, Art? There we go. Hey. Stats.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, hello everyone.
Hey, who is this? Welcome to Health.
Graham, and I actually just love the song I just heard and so inspirational.
Thank you.
Oh, what'd you do?
I feel welcome. Your voice is beautiful as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. They're real and raw. What is your name?
My name is Joe.
You keep cutting
I
out.
couldn't hear.
Yeah.
What?
Are you calling us from a cell phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you're cutting out. So far we don't know who you are, but that's okay. You did call.
Thank you very much.
Try one more time. Who is
You
this?
know, my name is Marlo. I'll call back. I'll see if I can get back to you guys.
I got-
Wait a minute, Marlo. We got you that
We
time.
got it, Marlo. We got it, Marlo Graham.
Yeah.
We gave her a shout out. She.
Oh, okay.
Go, girl.
See, thank you for listening, Marlo Graham. We appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Now, have you just you've heard Kim Yarson's story, and
Yeah.
what do you think of something along those lines? Is that helpful for people to hear, to help? Is it? Would you recommend any of the things that we've discussed tonight amongst ourselves here, or
Yeah.
you would? Okay, good.
Yes. Hopefully my phone will hold up for a moment. Her story is very important for people to hear. That addictions and depression and things like that.
Next to heroin, nicotine is the second most addictive drug that is out there. And there are many places that you can get help for nicotine. I think there's 1-800-QUIT-NOW is a great number you can call to try to get some help as well. It's part of something I do in my other profession is try to get my patients to quit smoking because of the problems it may cause in your mouth as well as your body. So there's many different ways you might want to look into that and make sure you get into a support group for quitting smoking. If this is about you, I wasn't sure if this is about you or in general.
Oh, yeah, no, you picked right up on the rest of actually.
Well,
A lot of health plans also include, quitting smoking now and all the aids that go with it, as far as
Absolutely.
supplying that to you. So you should look into your healthcare provider as well.
and help them out. And Mark, well,
Yeah,
you know what, Marlo, that was very, very big of you, actually, to share such a thing on the air right now with us, and
yeah,
we appreciate that, and we're glad that you're taking something away from the program.
Yes, she is.
yes, I am. I'm very interested in everything you're saying, and, again, I just needed that inspiration is, just hearing other stories kind of fits you. It gives you a reason to say, okay, let's put it together.
Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And what we're gonna
And
do-
keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you very much, Marlo.
For having the
Marlo.
courage to call in.
Marianne, you were awesome.
Well,
Thank you.
Marlo, hold on, Marlo, I think Marianne wants to give you something, I think.
Yeah, for calling in and having the courage to step up to the plate. You will be receiving the new DVD, Extreme Chakra Cleansing for a Supercharged Life. So if you could go to my website at www.neoszoe, that's neoszoe.com, and leave your address information there, we will be sure to send it out to you immediately. And you will also have close contact, just contact me and we could work through your addiction issue.
Awesome. And I'd love to send you,
Awesome. Oh, my goodness.
Marlo, I'd love to
Hey,
send you a
thank
free song as well, Marlo. So hit me up on my website, give me your email, and I will also send.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. That is awesome, ladies. I will definitely. Oh,
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you.
All right, Marlo, thank you very much, and thank you for tuning in. And I hope you'll do so. The fourth Wednesday of every month, we will be right here on COA Radio.
I absolutely will, and I'll be on a landline next time I call in.
Awesome,
All right,
sauce.
beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
There you
Bye-bye.
go. Marlo, see?
Yay.
See, that's what happens when you're on the radio. You just like to give stuff away.
I can't help myself. I don't know why. I just can't.
Giving is a beautiful thing.
It really is.
It comes back to you too. I just I gave away 8 CDs on Monday because apparently it was some kind of a kindness day. So I decided, in being kind, I would just give away 8 thankful CDs to just random people. And I got $35 today randomly in my PayPal.
Isn't that amazing?
So I feel like it comes back to you, And I didn't really care to get something back. It just kind of happens.
It's a good feeling when you can give to somebody and even to watch.
It's kind of selfish to want that good feeling. But it is a good thing.
It's addictive.
Giving is a good thing.
For
Well,
some,
I
it's
like to
addictive.
feel good all the time. That's why I went to I hosted a happy hour last night
Yes.
at the Tiernan Oak.
Yeah. I
I
went past there today.
did you?
Yeah, I did.
Was I still there?
No, you were not.
Okay,
I didn't
good.
see you out there hovering around.
It was like 7 o'clock. The happy hour was at 7 o'clock. I'm trying to figure out why I got home at an incredibly late hour.
It was a good thing you didn't see Danny at 7 o'clock this morning tripping around the Tiernan High.
I was a little too busy getting my children off to school. That kind of thing.
Well, we got to wrap it up, right, Art? We're getting close. Or we're past
We
time.
are. No, we're getting close.
Okay.
I forgot to
Yeah,
add
well,
one
maybe
last thing that I think is very important,
Go ahead.
the power of positive thinking and changing the way you think, sometimes with force, if you have a negative thought, replacing it almost immediately and getting into the habit of affirmations and visualization also works very well for achieving what you want. You actually just visualize exactly the outcome you wish. You can visualize yourself jumping up and down, receiving your Grammy or Emmy, which is what I do every day. And just like it already happened. And then eventually it will.
And it's ironic you said that because that's exactly what, in the road to success, that's exactly what I talk
It's
about in my chapters.
Addictive,
Yeah.
visualizing
Absolutely.
and saying positive things and replacing them I'm getting so much better at it. So I think there's so many books out there on this, including The Road to Success by Marianne, that you could just literally flood yourself with it and inundate yourself with that. I think that's the best way, is just to continuously inundate yourself with education on how to better yourself so that your thoughts stay clear and positive. Because what good are you to the world, to yourself, to your family, if you're not working at your highest potential? It just seems, it seems important to try to do everything you can to thrive.
I agree.
We're here to
I do
thrive.
too.
Not to survive, we're here to thrive.
Thrive.
Thrive. That might be the title of my 5th CD. No.
Just thinking that.
You're big on the one-word titles.
I am.
Well, we do have to wrap it up. Kim, thank you for coming
Thank
in.
you so
to-
much.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you for allowing me to speak of this topic that's difficult, but yet, important.
To come in and talk about it. And
Thank
so what do you have before you go again? It's KimYarson.com.
.com.
And what do you have for gigs or anything coming up? Do you
This weekend, Saturday, I'll be at Legends Pizza in
with Sandy
Burlington
Tito, yeah.
with Sandy,
Okay.
and then the following weekend, Friday, I believe I'll be at Freddy's Tavern with the girl band. And that's all I can remember at this time. You'll have to check my website.
KimYarson.com, where you can find all the
KimYarson.com.
information.
Thank you so much.
You can sign up, become a rabid fan like the rest of them, like Kim Yarson Land. Kim Yarson Land. That's like an amusement park. Hey, Dolly has Dollywood. You can have Kim Yarson
yeah.
Land.
It's like Shalandaland.
It's like Shalandaland.
And speaking of Shalandaland,
Go ahead.
hopefully he'll be able to, we could find him somewhere and bring him back here for the next show.
I picture him
It's like finding Waldo.
like wandering on a beach somewhere, like dazed and confused right now, trying to find himself.
Possibly.
I want this picture with 10 million people and he'll be
You know what?
pick him out.
Yeah, right
He's
there.
working on the second album already, so maybe he's out there
Ah,
finding himself to see what he's gonna do. My fans keep doing this, so
I
sorry.
see that. And you're probably gonna hear that over the airwaves, you know,
I'm so
because it
sorry.
travels right through these stands. Just thought I'd tell you.
Little vibration never hurts, though.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. It's just- see, this is where it just degenerates.
All right,
here.
you need a puff of that fake cigarette.
Well, you enjoy your fake cigarette for your for that coming up. NeoZoe.com,
Yes.
Marion Costello, and what else do we have?
We have Rich Shalanda, so
Flying
going-
Dreams, right?
yes,
Rich
it's
Shalanda.
RYCHECHLANDA, flyingdreams.com. And
Rich
also to see
Shalanda's.
their new tour dates too.
Correct. The tour dates, we got the Road to Success. Actually, look at the back of that book, Yarson. Look at the back of that book.
Yeah,
And,
so I'm looking at the back of that
okay.
book.
Good, you can
Yeah.
just,
You might pick up some names.
Danny Coleman is on the
See?
back of that
That
book.
guy
Danny
made an
Coleman from
appearance
Rock
on the
on
back
Radio
of
that I
the
think I'll be appearing on Rock on Radio on April 30th, apparently.
there you go. See how that works, Art?
You like that?
See, that's called the segue you have no control of. Just zip right in there like that. But yeah, but
I just invited myself.
That was
Beautiful.
smooth.
that's Yarson. That's classic Yarson right there. All right. Again, for all of you out there that are suffering with addiction, please get the help. You know, if people are telling you that you need to straighten up or fly right, or if you're getting more and more people, you're losing more and more things, jobs, friends, self-control. City of Angels, right here, 609-910-4942 or cityofangelsnj.org.
And I'd also like to say, if they have a topic idea that they would like to hear on future shows, to please go ahead, go to City of Angels website, click on our link, and go ahead and send us your topic choices.
And we will do our best. Art, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Art.
Well, we're going to wave goodbye to your cell phone up there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on the audio and the video. So, until next month, when our guest will be, who knows?
Thank you so much for tuning in. Till next time. Stepson is autistic.
All right, I got a text
Yeah.
So if there's-
saying the
I mean,
link
I'm not
that
trying